The Feminist Republic Festival, the second one, I really think is such an important space. The people that are in this festival do very important work. In the context of COVID-19, in the context of different systems of operation, in the context where space is shrinking for women and human rights defenders, it's extremely important that we carve out space and time to have the conversations and practices on how we can heal ourselves, how we can sustain ourselves, how we can ensure that we are feeding our bodies and our soul so that we can do this work very well.
The conceptualization of bringing activists to come and talk about healing is so radical, and it's so powerful. It's so important because there's so much going on in our personal lives, but also in our professional lives that is so violent and so traumatic in different ways.
I am hoping I can meet as many people from Africa in here to say, what can you do in your community to restore Botho, Ubuntu, Vunu, Hutu?
Le festival, c'est waouh, parce que moi j'ai découvert un autre monde. Je vois des femmes et des hommes qui se côtoient et chacun donne une place importante à l'autre. Pour que la vie se passe bien, il faut donner de la place à autrui. Quand on ne pense qu'à soi-même, la vie n'a pas de sens. À la maison, nos mamans ont l'habitude d'utiliser les plantes pour soigner toutes les maladies. Les plantes contribuent à la guérison physique. Parce que si le physique ne se porte pas bien, le moral va en pâtir. Donc nous soignons le corps pour accompagner la guérison vitale.
Parce que je n'ai jamais participé à un événement pareil qui vraiment donne un espace pour le bien-être. Le partage d'énergie et les rencontres. L'énergie que j'ai ressentie dans la salle, la sécurité, je me suis sentie safe et en sécurité avec tous ces gens. Je me suis libérée, j'ai même pleuré. J'aimerais bien qu'on puisse continuer là-dessus à bâtir encore et encore.
When we were speaking about land, you could see in the room, everybody in the room wanted to share what is happening in their own context. And for me, having those spaces where we can collectively share, but also collectively strategize and learn from each other is quite crucial. And for me, that's what collective healing is about.
Healing is not a destination. Healing is that journey. It will be a constant realization that you need to find ways to cope with whatever life is throwing at you. And the minute you're able to harness that in your life to the life of the person next to you, in the picket, in the demonstrations, in the activism, in the advocacy work, that you are the keeper of the person next to you and that their wellness and their sense of well-being is important.
In order for healing to be centered in feminist organizing spaces, it cannot be a side event that happens after kind of the work is done, or that healers are just service providers in a space, but that they need to be integrated in feminist organizing so that their approaches to what well-being is, their understandings of what health is, the ways in which they integrate the soul, the heart, the body into the work is centered in how we do the work. And that is central if we are serious about integrating healing in feminist spaces.
Our resilience is built through relationships and connection. And as we heal our relationships, we will heal our organizations, and we'll heal our communities, and we'll heal our society.
activists need access to healing, as an example, access to resources that are tangible, that are appropriate, culturally appropriate too.
We know that you can't heal trauma in 3 days. And so what I would like to see here is actually, maybe next time we meet, I want to hear how people have practiced, what they have learned from here, how they have taken it forward in their everyday work, in their everyday mobilization, in their everyday activism, in their everyday community mobilization, in work in their own homes.
Yet, I urge you, ask you, gentle you, to please not spend your spirit dry by bewailing these difficult times. Especially, do not lose hope. The fact is, we were made for these times.